I've got a Google document open, so I'm actually going to make a note of our predictions this weekend. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the People's Game with myself and Shane, as always. Shane, how you doing, my friend?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Oh, you know how it is. You know how it is. We live the dream out here. We live the dream.
Yes.
I'm here talking about football. I mean,
Yes.
what more could we possibly want?
Let's just mention we have a Twitter account.
We do. I'll put that in the link in the description. So go follow that if you don't already. Why wouldn't you? It's gonna be really cool. So obviously today we're going to be previewing this weekend's upcoming Premier League action, probably making some predictions and probably making ourselves look stupid. I'm actually going to make a note of them this time so we can actually go back and review the predictions, and I'm sure they're going to be as on point as always. I don't even know if I can say that with a straight face, actually, but you know, we'll see. We'll see.
We'll work with it.
I'm going to give us benefit of the doubt. I think innocent until proven guilty. So anyway, let's crack straight on. First game of the weekend. Obviously, this is the first time I'm doing this. Definitely not second. First game of the weekend is Crystal Palace, who got their first point in the last fixture. Can't remember who it was against, actually. Do you remember?
I believe it was against West Ham, but I could be wrong.
I think you might be correct, actually, you know. And then they're against the still unbeaten top of the table Tottenham Hotspur. That feels very weird to say, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does.
See, now, last time I said that Tottenham were going to go for the three-peat and go for the third 1-0 win in a row, and I was actually correct.
Yes,
now, dare I go for a fourth?
Bear in mind, this is a Crystal Palace with a striker now.
This is true. I kind of forgot that they signed him because they signed him on deadline day, didn't they?
Yes, Edouard from Celtic. Yes,
Edouard Mendy. So yeah, I think that now they're actually going to have like a focal point.
Yes,
that could make a big change to this because I know they have been playing good football. Obviously, the results haven't gone their way.
Yeah.
But it's not as if they have played really badly and looks like relegation fodder. I don't really know what I'm thinking for this. I'm
going 1-0 Spurs.
You think it's going to be another 1-0?
I'm going 1-0 Spurs.
Oh,
you know what? Actually, no. I'm actually going to go 2-1 because I think Edouard will score on his debut.
Okay, so you still think Spurs are going to do it, but they're just going to figure out how to score more than one goal in this game.
Yes,
I see. I like it. I tell you what. Let's go for a big upset straight away. I think Palace are going to hand Tottenham their first defeat. I think it's going to be 2-1 to Palace.
All right,
I think Zaha is going to open his account. And I reckon Mendy will score one as well. And I'm going to go Eric Dyer for the Tottenham goal. Let's get
wow. That's wow. Do you want to quickly touch on the fact that no Brazilian players can play this weekend?
Oh my God, I forgot about that. So obviously, I guess briefly touching in international news, there was the whole Argentina-Brazil thing, which is obviously very complicated. But essentially, some Brazilian players that play in the Premier League lied on some forms to say they hadn't been in the UK in the last 2 weeks when they play there full time, which was interesting. I feel like some people could potentially get away with that lie. I don't think those guys are one of them. Which was interesting. That was called off. So there's a lot of big players missing for this week, isn't there? I guess namely like Alisson from Liverpool springs to mind. Ederson from City actually as well. Firmino, Emi Martinez, and Emi Buendia actually for Villa.
I would say Fred for us, but it might be a good thing.
Do you know what? I actually saw so much of that on, I think it was like the Sport Bible that posted it. And the comments was just full of United fans being like, do you know what? No, Fred is actually a bonus. Like, I'll take it. And it's just, my guy has been done so dirty. Or has he, to be fair. But that could throw some spanners in the works. And I guess we'll get onto that later with teams that are going to be more affected by it, I suppose. So next game is Battle of the W's. It's going to be Watford Wolves. I think that could be quite interesting. What are you thinking about this one, mate?
I think Wolves get their first win. I think they've been playing too well not to finally. I think they'll finally score. I think obviously Wolves will be without Raul Jimenez.
Yes.
But I think because I said this before, Watford's home form will be key to them staying up.
Mm-hmm.
I just can't see Wolves getting that unlucky again. Should have got something out of Tottenham. Should have got something out of Leicester. Definitely should have beat us. And it's if they went go 4 games not scoring and losing, I'd be shocked.
It would be majorly unlucky. I think I've been impressed with a lot of their players that I wasn't necessarily expecting like a lot for, I guess, namely their goalkeeper. Is it Jose Sarr, I think his name is? Because I will hold my hands up. Obviously, they had Rui Patricio in goal, and I knew absolutely nothing about this
Jose
guy.
Sarr is correct.
I knew, I didn't know what to expect from him. I didn't know anything. Mm-hmm. He has looked incredible in goal for them. So I've been really impressed with him. Yeah, again, I think I'm going to side with you on this. I feel like there's no way Wolves cannot win a 4th game. Like
maybe not win, but at least score.
Yeah, I guess it's just almost been kind of reminiscent of Palace, right? Like, they've been unlucky and obviously have lost 3 times, but they've genuinely played so well and they've been in every single game they've been involved with. It's not as if they've been like played off the park by anyone or made look stupid. I think they'll get their first goal, but I think that might be it. I'm going to go 1-0 Wolves.
See, now I'm thinking about it. I might go 1-1.
Okay.
Because yes, their goalkeeper's been playing really well. Really should have saved the Greenwood shot though.
Yeah, I will give you that.
But I just can't see Wolves not scoring. They have to score. I think I'll just stick with 1-1. I just think Watford at home, their place will be bouncing. Fans usually give them a bit of energy. So yeah, I'd go 1-1.
No, fair enough. I mean, Watford going forward generally have looked pretty dangerous. I guess, case in point, their opening day against Villa. Mm-hmm. I didn't see them scoring 3, but they looked decent going forward. So if that Watford turns up, then who knows?
Yeah.
They might kind of not put Wolves to the sword, but they might actually give them kind of a run for their money. But it really depends on which sides turn up here. Okay, yeah, interesting. I like this alliteration that's going on. So next up, we've got Battle of the Bees. We've got Brentford versus Brighton. I think this is going to be a good game, I think this is an opportunity for both teams to almost kind of make a mark on like the mid-table, I guess, or like lower mid-table, I guess, wherever these guys work out to be. Because I think they're 2 solid teams. They both play good football. This is the kind of game that I feel like would be exciting to watch, but might turn out to be one of those really boring ones. And I hope that's not the case.
This is actually tough to call.
I know. I can tell through the power of the internet the amount of thinking you're putting into this. I can almost see like the cogs turning.
I'm gonna go Brentford 2-1.
Oh, big!
I'm going. I just think home form. I just think Brentford going forward, I think we'll have too much.
I think every single game this season, whether it's home or away, Brentford are gonna be up for it. But I think even more so at their new stadium. Brentford, I mean, we saw it against Arsenal. They were so up for it, like absolutely buzzing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think they're going to be quite good value at home. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 3-2 Brentford. I think their good start's going to continue.
Yeah.
I think there's going to be goals flying both ways. I think this is going to be a proper quality match. I hope I don't get proved wrong. But we'll see. Oh, the beauty of hindsight is going to be wonderful, isn't it? So next game, obviously all biases aside, we've got a relegation 6-pointer between Arsenal and Norwich. Listen, Arsenal have got to win this, haven't they? Surely. If
for the memes, I'm going Norwich 2-1.
Arsenal, we don't hate you. I promise. I promise.
If I be realistic, I expect Arsenal to win about 3-1. Right? If I'm being realistic, I think Arsenal will. I don't trust Norwich's defense. Yes, they did sign a few players on deadline day. They signed a CDM.
Yeah.
I think they signed Kabak, who used to play for Liverpool.
Oh yeah, Ozan Kabak, yeah.
Yeah, so they brought in some good signings. So maybe that changes their fortunes. I still think I can't see Arsenal losing again. As much as I'd want it to be in its Norwich because of my soft spot for them, but so I'm gonna make 2 picks. My realistic pick is 3-1, but my main pick is 2-1 Norwich.
I think Norwich are playing Arsenal at a really good time right now. Obviously, both of them have had incredibly rough starts to the season. And I guess you could argue that looking at the fixtures, you'd expect maybe both of these teams to be in this situation. I guess you'd probably expect Arsenal to at least have a point or a goal at this point. But I guess you could make the argument that you could, see it panning out like that.
If Arsenal lose, it's a freaking problem. They're at home. It's not like the first game at home where you're playing the European champions. You're not. For me, I don't think many Arsenal fans were going in expecting to beat Chelsea.
Oh no,
right?
I don't think so at all.
For you to go play at home, probably a full Emirates against Norwich, who the only reason Norwich are ahead of you is because they've scored a goal. Bearing in mind it was a penalty, I just don't see them. I just don't see them losing. I will just be. I think Ben White's back. Obviously they signed that Japanese defender. I don't know who he is. I heard apparently Aaron Ramsdale was going to start. I don't know. I just don't see. I just can't see no Arsenal losing. I just can't see it.
I honestly think, I'm as a Chelsea fan, I am the first person to jump on the bandwagon of, Arsenal,
Yeah.
I'm there for it. I'm absolutely there for it. By the way, if you're an Arsenal fan watching this, please hit that subscribe button with the notification bell turned on. But obviously, I'm going to be one of the first people that's there, right? That I have to be. It's just a primal instinct. But I genuinely think with the first 3 games, I'm kind of willing to not give a pass, but it's I can see that situation happening, right? They're 3 tough games. Brentford were always going to be up for it.
Yeah.
European champions who'd strengthened. Manchester City. Fair. I think if Arsenal don't walk away from this game with 3 points, I think serious questions have to be asked.
Yeah. I do think they lose if Norwich score first.
Yeah, I think if they go behind, I'm not entirely sure how much character this team has in it, especially with the distinct lack of leaders in that team. I think it's tough. And I would hope that Norwich, given their performance against Leicester, like where they were full on in that game and really could have got something out of it,
I
I think they might.
done.
I think they might be on a little bit of a high from that. And I think at the end of the day, if there's going to be a time to play someone like Arsenal, I think this is it. I think they're going to be up for it.
Yeah.
What have they got to lose? If Norwich lose this game, no one's really
surprised.
Probably expecting anything different. They have nothing to lose from this. I think Norwich are going to go up for it. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I'm backing Norwich here to the hilt. I'm probably going to die on this hill, but
as I said, I'm picking Arsenal, but for the meme pick, I'm going to as well 2-1 Norwich.
Top man. Oh my god, camera focus, please. Hello, thank you. Good stuff. Okay, so we're both semi-picking Norwich to get a result out of this. Come on, boys, don't let us down.
On the ball canaries, come on.
So, in potentially the most Steve Bruce issue ever, a newly Cristiano Ronaldo Manchester United take on Newcastle. I mean, poor Steve Bruce, man. Listen, again, Can I just
say my prediction off the bat?
Hit me.
5-0 United.
Oh wow. You think it's going to be full on mercy, man down?
Yeah.
Yeah, I am going to struggle to disagree with that. Do you think Ronaldo starts this game? Do you think he starts in front of the Old Trafford faithful?
Yeah. I think he gets a reveal like Varane before the game. And then starts.
I think purely just for the fan buzz, it's so worth it. I mean, even as like a neutral, obviously, in a way, I'm happy that he's back in the Premier League. It's wicked. It's incredible that obviously the Premier League still has that draw, and it's incredible for him that he's still able to perform at this level at that age. I mean, it's mental. I think I saw something the other day that's like, just a quick reminder that Wayne Rooney is only like 2 months older than Ronaldo or something. And you look at the comparison between them and it's like, oh, holy cow.
Yeah. Well, I would have been confident going into this game regardless if Ronaldo was there.
Oh, God, yeah. I don't know many teams I have less faith in than Newcastle. And I mean, I don't.
Although it'd be very Steve Bruce-esque to pull out a result on Ronaldo's first game, though, wouldn't it?
This is true. If there's one thing Steve Bruce can do, it is pull a result out of his backside when he really needs it.
I can't see it with Newcastle's defense. I can't see it.
No.
If Pogba or Bruno don't pull apart that defense, then there's something wrong.
I think your front line is just going to have an absolute field day.
Yeah, essentially our front three is probably going to be Ronaldo up front, Sancho left, Greenwood right. Because there's no way we can drop Greenwood right now.
I mean, that's disgusting, isn't it?
Which I'm still angry about. He didn't go to pick the England squad, but that's another thing.
Understandable.
But there is one thing I want to touch on about United quickly, which is obviously Van der Beek spoke out recently.
Yes.
And obviously him saying himself that Solskjaer's apparently said to him that he sees a different Donny. He says himself he can play the number 6 is what we desperately need.
Mm-hmm.
Will he play? God, no. I can't see a world where he plays. Even with
you still don't think so?
No, with Fred being away, McTominay goes in 100%, or Matic.
I don't even think Van der Beek's that type of player to fill in there, though, is he? He's more of an attacking midfielder. I think that's the problem, isn't it?
I think the problem is it's just like, where do you put him? Because part of me feels like he was a Pogba replacement.
Yeah, I think that seemed like what was going to happen, and then Pogba didn't leave.
Obviously, he felt like a Pogba replacement. I don't think Solskjaer particularly likes him. I don't think he was a Solskjaer signing. I don't think he particularly wanted him, but needed a player, brought him in. Every United fan wants to see him play because a lot of fans can see what he can bring.
I want to see him play. He's a good player. It depresses me that he sits on the bench all the time.
The problem that I've got is I actually think he's behind Lingard.
Oh, in the pecking order, really?
Yeah, because I think if Bruno Fernandes or someone goes off, Lingard comes on. I genuinely think he does.
Yeah, Solskjaer just doesn't seem to trust him for
Yeah,
whatever reason, does he?
I don't know because you're thinking to yourself because obviously we lost first game of the season, but he scored. He come on and he scored. You're thinking, okay, he's gonna start, and you only really see him in like FA Cup games or like Carling Cup games. You're thinking to yourself, why?
Yeah, it's very.
Obviously, Donny has said that Solskjaer has said to him he wants him here.
Mm.
So I don't know, but I will not be surprised by next year he's not a United player anymore, and I feel sorry for him.
Yeah, so do I. He was one of those players I was really excited to see him in the Premier League, and yeah, I totally agree. I think that was the plan, wasn't it? I think obviously everyone kind of expected Pogba to like leave that summer, and for Van der Beek to just slot in there, and obviously for one reason or another, obviously Pogba stayed, and I think it's never just quite worked out for him.
Yeah, and I think, and obviously, we'll touch on it because obviously United will be without Fred because of the whole Brazilian thing.
Yes,
I see Matty or McTominay playing. I don't see Van der Beek going in.
Yeah,
obviously Newcastle are going to be without Almiron, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I think is a pretty big loss for them.
Yeah.
Obviously, for me, Newcastle is all on Saint-Maximin. If he can produce, they can win games.
Yeah.
But that's so much pressure on the guy. Although to be fair, for some reason we struggle against Newcastle, and always one of the Longstaff brothers scores against us, and I don't know why.
They're always one of those teams, like because I kind of feel the same whenever Chelsea come up against them. I'm always like, right, this should be an easy win, but then there's always that thing in the back of your head, right? That's like, oh,
yeah. But I'm sticking with 5-0 just mainly because of the whole Ronaldo thing. I just think it's going to be a field day. I think Newcastle are just playing us at the wrong time.
Yes, I would agree. I know obviously Newcastle also got off to a rocky start themselves.
Yes.
So that could be interesting. I'm gonna go. Oh, do I go bigger? I'll tell you what, I will go 6-1. I think Callum Wilson will nick a cheeky one, and then they'll just go back to an absolute drumming, I think. So I guess just really quickly then, just because I'm genuinely quite interested, because I know that there's been a lot of debate on this. Obviously, Lingard kind of all summer was very, will he go to West Ham? Will he, won't he? Will he, won't he? He obviously hasn't. He stayed. Obviously, you don't really think Van der Beek is going to get much, if any, kind of game time. Do you think Lingard's going to get any game time this season then? Like any meaningful game time, I guess? Do you think he'll start any games for you guys? Do you reckon anything like that? Or do you think he's going to be a bit part
Are we talking Premier League or just in general?
I guess just generally, we'll include competitions in that.
I think him and Van der Beek start against West Ham in the Carabao Cup.
Okay, so you think he's going to be more of like a second string?
Yeah, obviously,
because
I don't know if you saw the news, but he rejected a new deal, Lingard.
Yes, so I think he's going to move on a free.
He has his heart set on leaving unless he gets first team football. Where's he going to get it in our team? Like, where does he go?
No, that's the problem.
Because the problem is he played really well against was it Andorra for England?
Yeah,
but it is Andorra. Like, no disrespect to anyone from there or anything like that. But obviously they're football minnows, really.
You have to take it with a pinch of salt, I guess.
Yeah, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. And like Lingard for me has actually a lot to offer as a footballer.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because what he did for West Ham when he went there was amazing, and you can see what he can do. But you look at our team and like, unless we rotate, where's he gonna play?
Yeah.
In our team, because like, not being funny, there's no way in hell you can jog Greenwood right now. There's just no way.
No, you can't.
Right. Sancho probably goes on left, unless I wouldn't be surprised if he started against Newcastle with Sancho being slightly injured. But and obviously Dan James is now gone. Yeah. So it's which I want to quickly touch on, by the way, because I want to give a bit of a shout out to him because he did give his all out for the badge. I will not hate him. Like, he did give it his all, and that's all I can ask for as a United fan. Can't really like him now because he's gone to Leeds, but
No, understandable.
but like part of me does want to wish him well because as a football fan, if you want someone that tries his best, you know, he even said himself like he had to, he felt scared at times to play his own way and stuff like that. But for me, he still gave it also fair play to him.
He was a good servant for you guys. Obviously,
yeah.
he wasn't there for like crazy long, but I think,
But
like you said, during his time, he
Yeah.
gave it everything he had.
For me, he gave everything he had. So like, you know, fair play to him. But yeah, just the back, like Rashford still got to come back.
Yeah,
Obviously, Rashford goes ahead of Lingard. It's just, I can't see. I think for his career he needs to go, but I think he's a bit too good for West Ham.
So where
I would put him in the Spurs side.
Oh,
And I know West Ham fans aren't gonna like me saying that, but I could see him playing for Spurs.
That's a shout, you know, because I haven't really given this much thought. But to be honest, I think if you take all of the teams in the Premier League, I think you could probably count on maybe one hand the teams that he doesn't get into and do like a job for. Like I know it's obviously, you know, like a meme that like, oh, you know, Lingard, the young and upcoming player, and Paul Pogba, the experienced man, when they're the same age. Like I get that everybody memes about that and stuff, but I do think he's I think he's such an underrated player. I think Lingard is so good. On his day, he's a wicked player. So yeah, I think if he does move on a free, I think he won't be short of options of places to go.
Actually, you know, if I think about it, I actually think, because you know what, I'm thinking of the old West Ham, not the current West Ham. I think, okay, maybe you could go back there.
Yeah, do you get what I mean? I feel like I'm constantly stuck in this. Like, I still see West Ham as like managed by Big Sam relegation fodder, and they're just not that anymore. I really need to get out of that.
Yeah. So, but like, obviously, so couldn't play for Man City, United, no. Liverpool, no.
Chelsea's squad is just too big. He would not get in there.
Leicester, yes. That's
what I mean. Other than that top four, what squad does he not get into? Obviously, if you guys feel different, let us know in the comments. But other than those four, I feel like he just gets into a squad. I think he'd do a job for Arsenal. Right, moving on. So
anyone would really.
Yeah, anyone. So next up, we have Southampton and Sam Allardyce. No, West Ham. Again, I think this could be a good clash. I feel like West Ham are gonna come out on top, just because they're looking pretty hot.
I don't think so.
This is why we love the Premier League, though. Every game is a tough game.
And you know why? Because of what happened against Crystal Palace.
Okay.
Because of what happened with Crystal Palace, it's made me question West Ham at the back.
It's certainly exposed them, or not exposed them, but it's made them look, I guess, like human, right? Before that, they were kind of looking like, oh, they're looking good, and all of a sudden, it's like, there's definitely you can get through them,
and it's gonna come to a point where, like, because all strikers go through a bad patch.
Yeah.
As I said, what happens if Antonio gets injured or goes through a bad patch? Where did West Ham's goals come from? Obviously, I think he scored against Palace. I think he did.
Yes, I'm pretty sure he did.
So, like, judging on form, West Ham should win.
Mm-hmm.
However, obviously, Southampton got a draw against United.
Yeah.
Who did they play last?
They got the draw against Newcastle as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, because it was last minute, wasn't it? Last minute penalty. So, any team can get a point against Newcastle, but
I would just like to preface, this isn't an anti-Arsenal and Newcastle channel, I promise.
They don't make it like they make it easy for us.
As it goes, I do not rate Mikel Arteta or Steve Bruce, so they're quite easy targets at the moment.
Yeah.
That might change. But yeah, no, I get what you mean. I think Southampton are gonna be hungry for this. Like you said, they've got 2 points on the board. Obviously, it's not a lot, but it's something to build on. They've the signings they've made and the people they've let go, they've been big and integral parts of the team. There's obviously a lot to work on in that. And obviously a lot of people, not that they've kind of written off Southampton this year, but a lot of people have kind of looked at Southampton and been like, it's worrying for them. But I do like Hasenhüttl as a manager, and I do think he will get this group of players ticking. I think he's already started. I think they've got weaknesses for sure. But I think they're on the up. So I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw. I think Antonio is going to score, and I'm going to back Armstrong to get another goal as well. But I think it will be a draw. I'm going to go with that. Premier League is so hard to predict, man. Why couldn't we have been like a league and YouTube channel, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, PSG will win this week.
You know what, right? It could be worse. We could be predicting the championship, and that league is just ridiculous.
Anyone who takes that job on, fair play. I couldn't do it. I could probably put Derby 24th, and then I think anything other than that, I'm not entirely sure.
Man, this is a. Oh fuck it! I'll go out, and then West Ham 2-1.
Oh, he's gonna go for the West Ham victory.
I'm gonna go Souček.
Oh,
Ward-Prowse.
He does love a goal, does JWP?
And then Ben Rama.
Okay, I like it. I keep forgetting that Ben Rama plays for West Ham now. To be fair, he has started this season looking good, actually.
Yeah.
Maybe he's the kind of person that would deputise in the case that Antonio gets injured, but he's not. Has he ever played through the middle? I've only ever known him to play on the wing.
I asked a West Ham fan the other day, and they said that Yarmolenko would go up front, or Bowen, or someone like that, and I'm like,
not the same, is it?
That's not the same.
There's no clear.
Antonio has that presence about him, which is the big thing. So
he's just the kind of player that I feel like you just would not want to play against. You'd never want to look on the other team and see him coming at you.
Yeah. So I'll just go West Ham. I think they'll fix up the issues that happened against Crystal Palace. I still think they'll concede, but I'll give it to West Ham.
No, fair. I think I don't think there's going to be too many people betting against West Ham at the moment. Like I said, they had a little bit of a shaky performance against Crystal Palace, but let's be honest, they're a good looking football team. Let's be real. So next we have a repeat of the Community Shield. Leicester hosting Man City. What results have Leicester got this season? So they beat Norwich looking a bit shaky. They lost to West Ham when they were an absolute shambles.
Yeah, they were awful against West Ham.
And they beat Wolves on the opening day. Okay.
They've had a mixed bag.
So
they weren't even that good against Wolves.
No. So let's be real. Since Man City have lost on the opening day, they have been nothing short of ruthless. I don't think there's any other way to describe them. They have been just turning up and choosing violence, let's be honest. But they won't have Edison in goal.
No, they won't.
Was Gabby Jesus in the Brazil squad? Is he also involved in that?
There is an article saying which players are missing. To
be fair, if Gabby Jesus is missing, they've got more than enough attacking talent to replace him.
They just take Fran Torres up front.
Yeah, true. So Edison's out. I think I also read that their backup goalkeeper Zach, is it
Jesus
Stefan?
is out.
He is out. Okay, so that could be big because I know he's been played a little bit more on the wing this season and has actually looked pretty effective there. But I mean, it's just another minor inconvenience, I guess. It's something you'd rather not have. But yeah, I read earlier that Zach Steffen, their backup goalkeeper, might also be injured, which might mean Scott Carson has to start this game for City, which I can't even begin to fathom that. If that's true,
that sounds strange.
If someone on Twitter is just memeing, then I'll look stupid.
It'll be the Man City before they had any money.
I know, it'll be a blast from the past. If Zach Steffen does get to start in goal, to be fair, I do rate him. The few times I've seen him in goal, he does look really good. So if he's in goal, obviously they'll miss Ederson. I'm not going to say he's an Ederson replacement. But for a young keeper, he's looking good. So as far as deputies go, I think if he's in goal, they're doing quite well if they've got Stefan in goal. If it is Scott Carson, then I think that potentially changes the outlook of this game entirely. But let's assume it's Stefan in goal. I just think
from the list I'm looking, Stefan's not been mentioned.
Okay.
As missing it.
No, because I know he's.
It's just saying
he's American, isn't he?
Jesus and Ederson are the ones being missed.
Interesting. Okay, I just think Leicester, since winning that Community Shield, and to be fair, I didn't even watch the Community Shield. I don't know if they played well in that victory. I'm not entirely sure how that game went down, but they've just looked a bit shaky. And I think just with how absolutely ridiculous Man City have looked since losing to Tottenham.
To be fair, they've not really had their proper back four, Leicester.
No, true. Johnny Evans is injured, isn't he? Vestergaard has only just come in. Obviously, they have had injury issues. That's fair. I just think City are going to have too much. I think Kasper Schmeichel is going to bravely try and save his team, but I think it's going to be a 3-1 to Man City. Ferran Torres hat-trick. Get him in your fantasy team right now. You heard it here first. Get him in.
I can't believe I'm about to say this. 2-0 Leicester.
I feel obliged to ask, on what grounds are you predicting this, my man? Because that's quite out there.
My hatred for Man City, there's a lot of things, but Leicester, for me, against the big teams, do something.
Okay.
I actually feel Ederson is going to be a really big miss.
He is.
John Stones, I think, has just got injured in the England game.
Oh.
I think, I might be wrong, groom in the comments, whatever. So if John Stones is missing as well, obviously, I said this, I think, at the beginning. I think the lack of the striker will bite them in the butt eventually.
I think over the course of the season, it 100% will, for sure.
And I just think Kasper Schmeichel is going to have one of those games where he's just unbeatable.
What, like against us in the FA Cup final, where just no matter what we pelted at him, he was just.
So I'm gonna go for a Vardy double.
Okay, I mean, if anyone's gonna do it for Leicester, it would be.
And if not Vardy, I wouldn't be surprised if Tielemans scores.
No, he loves a goal in a big occasion. Again, case in point, FA Cup
final. So I'm going it. I know I'm probably going to be wrong. Man City are probably going to win by 3-4-0, but I'm going Leicester. No, I'm going to give them credit. I'm going to give them the credit. They're at home.
If in like a week's time, Shane is correct about this, I'll buy him a pint. I think it's only fair. That's outlandish, but I see, now you've said that, I'm like manifesting it into existence. We will see. So next we've got Chelsea Villa. That's 6-0 Chelsea. So on to Leeds Liverpool. Right, no.
So back to Chelsea Villa.
Chelsea Villa. Oh, so obviously Villa are going to be missing some
Buendia.
key players from this. Buendia and Martinez in goal,
Yes.
which is big because off the top of my head, I don't know who Villa's number 2 is. Who is their backup keeper? I honestly have no
I
idea.
will be able to tell you. It is.
Oh, the internet.
Well, we've got Jed Steer or Jamie Senezalo. Never heard of them before.
Right, so probably Jed Steer then. He's just not Emi Martinez, is he? I think that's the. I guess almost like Ederson for Manchester City. I think Martinez has just been such a huge part of Villa kind of being consistently really good. I think that's going to be tough for them. I don't think it's going to be like a clear Chelsea
Who's at
victory.
Home? Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah, it's at the Bridge. I don't think it's going to be a perfectly clear one. I think Villa are still a really good team. Obviously, those are two big parts of their team missing, but they're still a quality team and they have quality throughout the side.
Yeah.
I think we're going to have to work hard to get it, but I think Martinez not being in goal is going to be the deciding factor, especially with our attacking force. Obviously, I know we're missing Thiago Silva, but unless someone gets injured, he's not really first team at least not this season anyway. I'm going to go with a 3-1 win. I think Danny Ings is going to peg one back, but I feel like we'll have too much going forward with Martinez not being in goal. 3-1 Chelsea. Let's go with that.
Lukaku hat trick 3-0.
Oh, big man Rom hat trick at the Bridge. That would be absolutely.
Emi Martinez not being there.
I think that's huge.
And I'm sorry, but I don't think Mings or Trent can handle Lukaku.
No, fair. Fair. I feel that. See, I think Mings was really good, or he had one like really good season, I think. And then I feel like every season since then, I've just kind of watched him and thought, yeah, like you're all right. I don't think you're that good, but like I think you're all right.
Yeah, I just with Danny Ings, you always got a chance.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And like, okay, yeah, Chelsea are missing Thiago Silva, but I don't think it's that much of a big deal.
That's what I mean. I think if that was last season, I think that would have been a bigger deal. But I think this season we seem to have kind of coped without him a lot.
And the fact that Chelsea just looks so secure against Liverpool, even with 10 men, I can't see it. And I just think Lukaku's just going to have a field day.
I think that's why I feel so confident about Chelsea this year is if we we can win games by playing free flowing attacking football, we can do that. If we have to grind out games and play it like the ugly way in quotation marks, we have shown we can do that as well.
I will say if Lukaku wasn't there, I think this game is closer.
Oh, for sure. For sure. I think that's why I'm so hyped about this signing. It's just because it's like that is the one thing we needed. Because I for sure I love Timo Werner and I will back him to the hilt. He is very wasteful. I will say that. I can't entirely stick up for him. He is very wasteful with chances. So yeah, if he was still our focal point of attack, I think it's a bit like we'll create the chances, but will we actually be able to knock him in? But yeah, with Lukaku up front, I think there's just going to be too much, and without Martinez, I think. Yeah, I'd agree with that. I do think Ings will get one back, but I think we'll do okay here. So the one and only game on Sunday, and we're back to a nice bit of alliteration. We've got Leeds United hosting Liverpool. Leeds. Oh, they did draw against Burnley, so they have got a point. Oh, they got a point against Everton as well.
Which I actually don't think they deserved.
No, to be fair, Burnley were money for that result. They were just about unlucky. And then obviously week 1, they got drummed by you. Fair enough. I had forgotten they'd actually got 2 points. They're at least off the mark. Liverpool obviously back to looking quite good this season.
Yeah, but they will be without Fabinho. They will be without Firmino, and they will be without Alisson. And Leeds will be missing Rafinha.
See, that's quite a big miss for Leeds, isn't it, Rafinha?
This is a Daniel James Leeds, by the way.
This is true. I have to take that into account. I don't think Firmino is necessarily that big a miss. I think Jota slips in there.
Jota slips in there, so it's fine.
Fine. Fabinho and Alisson, that's very different. I think.
Who's Liverpool's backup goalkeeper?
Is it that Irish? Is it that Irish kid? Is he still their backup?
Oh, I'm about to check. Alisson Becker, Adrian.
Oh my god!
It'll be Adrian most likely.
Adrian is still there. Oh my god! I forgot he was.
Apparently, Karius is still there.
Oh my god! Has he come back from his loan?
I don't know. Maybe he's gone out.
He was on loan.
I just typed in Liverpool goalkeepers and his name came up. So.
Yeah, he was on loan last season at not Başakşehir, but I swear it was. Oh, Kelleher. That's who I'm thinking of. It probably will be Adrian in goal. I don't think they trust Karius with it. I think Liverpool fans.
Assuming Karius is still there, I don't like. If he's not there, then fair enough.
Yeah, roast us if he's not for not knowing our knowledge. Yeah, I don't think they trust him. I think Liverpool fans just get PTSD.
How often does Fabinho play? I think he's a regular, no?
Fabinho is pretty regular in their squad, yeah. So I think him and Alisson are 2 big misses for them. I guess who would take his place? Would it maybe be like a Naby Keita?
So that will be Daniel James against Andy Robertson or Alexander Arnold. If he plays.
This is tough because they're 2 such good attacking teams.
Obviously, there was
tough.
There was that injury scare with Van Dijk, but he seems to be fine.
Yeah, he's okay.
Liverpool are free scoring.
I'm gonna go Liverpool.
I don't want to vote either. I don't like either.
I know this is tough. I think Liverpool are going to win 2-1, but I think because of the people they're missing, I think they're going to have to do it the hard way, and they're going to go behind first and kind of come from behind and pull off a big performance, because those are 2 big misses. I don't think those can be understated. Even, I guess, you could argue Fabinho, they've got defenders or midfielders rather, that can slot into that position. But Alisson is huge for them.
Oh, I can't believe I'm doing this.
Oh, God.
2-1 Leeds.
Oh!
Leeds have to win a game eventually. I think Alisson and Fabinho are really, really big misses. I just think Leeds' way of playing is going to hurt Liverpool with those 2 missing.
Okay.
It's just based off the fact the way Leeds play.
They will throw the kitchen sink.
They will throw. I actually think Liverpool score first.
Okay.
There's something in my brain that's saying Leeds will win.
It would be a very Leeds-esque result.
I don't know why. I don't want to back either team, to be perfectly frank, but I think Oh, God.
To be fair,
I'm
Leeds are at
talking
home.
nonsense. I've got Man City lost. Now I'm going to freaking Liverpool lost.
You did say before recording started that you had a spicy one.
Yeah.
You've gone for a spicy 2, so I like it. I like the attitude.
Yeah, at least 2-1. I'm sticking.
I mean, Leeds are going to be at home. It's going to be the first time their crowd have been at home to watch them play Liverpool. I almost get kind of Brentford vibes from it, right? Like they're going to be up for it. I think the stadium's going to be rocking.
Oh, the noisiest that stadium's going to be is when they play United.
Oh God, yeah, that's going to be hostile. I think that's going to be tasty.
I'm saying that right now. I actually think Leeds would win that game.
You think so?
Yeah.
You're backing Leeds quite a lot. Are you a secret Leeds fan?
No.
Dun dun dun. Conspiracy theory. No, fair. I think it's one of those games. It could so go either way. I think those misses are big for both teams.
I just think I actually don't think Ravina's that big of a miss. Just with Daniel James being there now.
Fair. I suppose that addition has kind of covered it off.
To be fair, Rafinha hasn't looked great.
Mm-hmm.
He's missed a couple of sitters. He was awful against United. Like I don't think I'll ever go this season without Leeds conceding a goal. I can't see ever Leeds getting a clean sheet just because of the way they play. But I for some reason I'm just backing Leeds.
No, fair. I genuinely do rate it. I love the fact they go into every single game thinking, right, we die on this hill, boys. We're gonna go for it. We're gonna leave it all out there. I love it. It's gonna be a good game.
What was the score there last season?
What, Leeds Liverpool?
Yeah.
I feel like the only Leeds scorelines I can ever remember when they played you guys.
They lost. Oh, that was 1-1.
Okay.
1-1 in April. Mane scored first half, and Llorente scored 3 minutes before the end. And obviously they got smacked at Anfield.
I think it's one of those games that it's either going to be really high scoring or really low scoring, and there's going to be no in between.
As I said, there's not going to be a freaking clean sheet. It's Leeds. It's just not happening. But the thing is, it's just like you can't blame them because of the way they play.
No, it works. I mean, who wasn't a little bit afraid of Leeds last season in the Premier League? Like everybody was. Obviously we covered this in a previous video, but like you said, I think people have wised up to it a bit now and kind of they know what they're expecting. But you can never write them off. They are a team that they will sucker punch you if you give them a chance. So could go either way. And finally, the weekend ends on Monday, because that's how we roll. Everton versus Burnley.
Keep in mind for this, Richarlison can play.
Yeah, I saw this. So because Everton have a good relationship with the Brazilian FA or something.
I'm just going by from an article on BBC Sport. It's just said it's understood Brazil have not asked for Everton for Richarlison to be prevented from featuring against Burnley on Monday. It is felt Brazil showed leniency in that specific case as Everton allowed Richarlison to play at the Olympic Games when the regulations did not force them to.
Okay, so it seems more of like a you scratch my back, I'll scratch your back kind of situation.
You let us use him for Olympics, we will let you use him against Burnley.
Okay, fair. So obviously Rafa, so far, as much as Everton fans probably maybe don't want to admit it, he's done a pretty good job so far, I think. So Everton, after 3 games, have got a 2-0 win against Brighton, a 2-2 draw against Leeds United, and they actually beat Southampton on the opening day, contrary to popular belief. 7 points from 3 games. What Everton fan wouldn't be happy with that? Obviously, there's some stipulations from that. I get it.
Yes, I already understand.
So Burnley have drawn with Leeds, lost to Liverpool, and
Which they played well against, just to point it
Yes.
out.
They did play well. Why can't I find it? Oh, they lost to Brighton on the opening day as well, didn't they? Okay.
Which I thought was a bit of a surprise, but Brighton did play well that game.
Yes. This almost feels very Sean Dyche-esque. That an inform Everton would welcome them and Burnley will just somehow shithouse their way to a win. Do we go with it? How controversial have I been already in this video? I can't remember.
I have been way more controversial than you. So.
True. I'll stick my neck out then. I think Everton are going to dominate the game.
Okay.
But in a very FIFA result, I think Burnley are going to walk away with a 3-0 win with like 26% possession and a Chris Wood hat-trick. And with that, and with that, I leave the studio. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Why not? Let's go for it. Let's drag my name through the mud.
Okay. That is so not happening.
No, probably not. Shane, what are you thinking about this tie between Everton and Burnley?
The thing is, Burnley have played well this past 2 games.
Yeah.
They play okay. Look, you play well against Liverpool, still lose. There's no shame in that.
No, a lot of people would do that.
For me, should have beat Leeds.
Yeah.
Just because I'd find it funny, I'm gonna go 1-0 Everton. I'm actually gonna pick Richarlison to be the one who scores.
Oh. Oh, I can feel there being a lot of unhappy people if Richarlison's allowed to play and he scores. Richarlison hasn't scored this season yet, has he? He hasn't.
I don't. Yeah, Richarlison was actually the first goal scorer. Well, I mean, Southampton scored first, but Richarlison scored first, Everton.
Listen, if that Chris Wood hat-trick prediction didn't prove I didn't know what I'm talking about, then I think that does.
Can I just say, if this Chris Wood thing actually happens, I'm never recording again. I can't see it happening.
If it happens, I will walk to Sainsbury's stark naked.
No way, Chris Wood scores a hat trick.
Listen,
you know what? I'm gonna be keeping an eye on this Monday. If I see Chris Wood has 2 goals, I'm like, oh my fucking god.
I'll tell you what. Actually, right, no, let's put it on the line. If Chris Wood scores a hat trick, I will buy a Burnley shirt with his name on it. There we go. I'll do that. If my guy pulls through for me, I'll do that. If you guys have made it this far into the video, then thank you very much. And please consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the little notification bell, because if you haven't, then you're basically not subscribing, really, are you? Not a true fan. So obviously, please do that. Shane, I know you've recently started posting Let's Plays again on your own YouTube channel. So happy for that. We'll post a link to that in the description as well. Obviously, both of our Twitch channels are also down there.
Yeah, our Twitter will be in there.
Our Twitter down there. All that good stuff. So yeah, go follow our Twitter, follow our Twitches, do all of that stuff. Subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Yeah.
Bye. Fucking Chris Wood hat trick.